Hi, Joe. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here at the Cable Show. As we were talking about a few minutes ago, a lot of exciting stuff going on here. People talking about things, a lot of HD content, a lot of three-screen or multi-screen content delivery. What is Adara's take on that?
Good question. Thanks for having me. Well, what we do is take all of this complicated, much more complicated ecosystem, and package it so that not only the tier one operators that can put it all together can deploy it, but also the tier two and three operators that don't lack the economies of scale, usually lack enough sufficient resources to be able to do this kind of thing themselves. That's what we do. We take all of the complication, put it behind a curtain, so to speak, wrap it together in the form of a service so that they can provide multi-screen, unlimited high-definition content, applications, IPTV applications, and next-generation user interfaces that the tier one folks are really putting together themselves.
So you're providing all the transcoding, the packaging, the delivery, all through the cloud.
That's correct. There's different pieces of that come into play. So what we do right now is we use Switch digital video technology in the cloud to help tier twos and threes deliver unlimited amounts of HD content, which already for them is a major step from old world to the present. They're lagging behind satellite delivery competitors, for example. The second thing that we do today is bring them next generation user interface so that their first screen, never mind the multi-screen yet, their first screen can have an experience that is at least of the present moving into the future, and then adding to that social networking and other types of IPTV applications today. Part of what we call the runway, what we add is the multi-screen experience that we will be adding the latter part of this year to be able to take that, what we do today, and also extend that into a 10 to 15 year horizon for them.
Now, one of the things that operators have to do these days really to be successful is provide customization for their customers. How are those smaller operators able to do that when you are providing those services for them?
That's a great question. So first of all, most of the tier two and tier three operators that we work with, they'll be very satisfied with just getting to the present. Their need for customization is much less. They recognize that their markets don't necessarily need the extent of customization, but where there is that opportunity, we do that for them. So customization in terms of the look and feel of the UI is theirs and just theirs. So there's a number of different elements of customization that we provide as a general part of our solution that allows them to present themselves in a unified way across not just first screen, but then multi-screen thereafter. They look like themselves, not like a bunch of different disparate pieces that they're pulling together.
One of the things I've always felt is an advantage for smaller operators is their agility, their ability to quickly service and introduce new applications, services, products, because they've got fewer subs to migrate over. How do you help them with that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, part of the way we help them with that is because we offer a hosted and managed solution. It really means that 80% of the deployment is already done. So when we add a particular operator to the platform, it's basically 20% of the work that needs to be done. So from decision to deployment and turn-up, we're talking about a 4 to 5 month period, not a protracted multi-year decision-making process. And that's a real refreshing experience even for us working with the tier twos and threes.
What's the most in-demand capability or feature today?
Well, there's actually two, while a lot of them would like to get to multi-screen, that's not what's burning them a lot right now. Unlike the tier ones have found novel ways to add lots of HD to compete against satellite. They've developed their own next generation user interfaces. Those two things are, the tier twos and threes are very much living in yesterday's world. And those are the two biggest things. that they're coming to us for. Yes, we'd love to be able to offer 100, 200, 300 HDs. We can't right now for all kinds of reasons, and we use switch digital video technology to do that, and then the next gen UI is easily the second one, and not necessarily in that order. Sometimes UI is first, HD is second, or vice versa, but those are the top two.
But eventually they will get to that multi-screen environment.
Oh, absolutely, and we'll be ready for it because we'll be deploying it later this year.
Excellent. Joe, thank you so much for joining me here.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure.